You guys, my project is coming along beautifully with all the fake ancestors, but I had to show you this before I go on. Okay, remember the rum runner and the beautiful girl? God, we're getting a weird, sorry. Let's see if we can knock out the reflection. I can't. Anyhow, so you kind of see me, sorry. And the beautiful girl, and then these three mischievous, impish children. Okay. Oh. I found this in among the photographs. It's a calling card. Johnnie W. Chatham. All right. So here's my story. All right. So this beautiful girl here was very well bred. Mama taught her to marry a rich man, but she was a rebel and she wanted to go on the stage. So when she was 17, she ran away from home, went to New York and got into a traveling theater company. She happened to be in this production, Ruth of the Rockies. It was playing in Fresno, California in 1920. And while she was in this play, this guy, Johnnie W. Chatham, he saw her and he fell in love and he started hanging around her dressing room and the stage door and sending guys up with roses and, you know, candies and all sorts of stuff. Really wooed her. Well, she'd been through that crap before. She wasn't too easily fooled, but boy, there was something about Johnnie. Maybe it was his crazy eyes. Till the day she died, she's not sure. Could have been the tie, whatever it was. Well, she succumbed. All right. Oh, and incidentally, this calling card was one of many that would accompany the gifts that he sent backstage. Anyhow, by the time this production wrapped and moved on to the next location, she had left the company and she'd married Johnnie. Now, Johnnie was wealthy, but Johnnie was a rum runner. And our girl, Katie is her name, she wasn't too happy about that. So she went about creating a campaign to get Johnnie to go legit. And what she did is she convinced him that they needed to move to a big metropolitan area. They ended up going to Los Angeles. And Johnnie laundered all of his hooch money through dry cleaners and well, they weren't dry cleaners at the time, they were laundering services. And so he bought a bunch of laundry services and that's how he laundered all of his rum running money. He did get out of his life of crime and became quite wealthy in the Los Angeles area. They had a home up in the hills up in Beverly Hills, and they had these three little boys who I told you ended up being, the guy at the top ended up doing some wildcatting. This kid down here, he was a professor, and the kid with the big ears was an engineer. So their children grew up well-educated and well-bred, and Katie kept the secret of Dad's nefarious beginning from the kids, and they only found out after Katie had died, and they found her diaries and they read through her diaries, and she talked about falling in love with this very, very handsome, rakish man and how she took a big chance on her life, but she knew that there was something about him. She knew she could fix him and change him. And against all odds, because you can't fix or change anybody, she managed to do it. Or maybe he was just ready to change and she was his catalyst. Whatever. So anyhow, this is the collage of photos that tells the story of these people. Now, of course, that's just a story. I have no idea who that guy is. Katie, she had her name written on the back of her picture, so I know what her name was. And then when I was going through newspapers to use as the backgrounds, we found a 1920 newspaper that belonged to Grant's family. It was November 13th, 1920, the the Fresno Register or Republican, whatever it was. And in it was this ad for this play that was going on at the Fresno Opera House or whatever it was. And I happened to own that book, Ruth of the Rockies. And I thought, wow, this pretty little girl looks so much like that picture. So I worked it into the collage and I worked it into the story. And that is my story, and I am sticking to it. Bye-bye.